Hey guys, hello Ayman. I'm gonna watch, I'm gonna follow the match between Costas and jwwells. It should be happening now. It's 2 minutes past the scheduled time. jwwells is already connected and waiting for Costas. Costas is my team, so I'm gonna be rooting for him. This is the last round of the Crazy House Team League. I think if we win the match, I don't mean this specific match, but the overall match, this round, we're going to be in second place in the league. We're playing against the team in place number 3rd. And so far we're leading 2-0, and this is the second game, the second couple of games, the second set of games. Let's see if Costas comes here. He told me this was the time, and I've seen in the Slack they confirmed the time, so I hope he connects. Hello, Mary Kay was. What is up? How you doing? So Costas is alternate player. He's replacing War Goblin this round. Hey Marcos. And he told me this was the time they would play. His opponent is already connected. I'm angry. No, I'm not angry. I'm fine, thanks, Iman. I've been working. I'm doing this break to see these games, and then I'll go back to work. Starting to be a bit concerned about Costas not showing up. Hey Rufus, thanks for the emos and the beat. Thanks, man. Ay. Maybe I can play a quick game in the meantime. Who's what? This is Fito. Fito is here trying to help. Six minutes. When someone does not arrive in time, I think according to the rules you have 20 minutes, so still 13 minutes for Costas to appear. And I have a challenge. No, not Ultra Bullet right now, sorry. Bring him closer to cam. Fito. Come. Come. Ay, 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 ay. No, he doesn't like the camera. Okay, I'm accepting this 3 minutes challenge. And if when the challenge is over, go. Ooh, Fito, Fito, be careful with the coffee. 1 second. Okay, down. Okay, I'm accepting this challenge. And I hope Kostas is back when we're finished this game. This game will be around 6 minutes tops. And Kostas has 10 more minutes to appear. Oh, this is rated. Okay. Look at my rating, it's terrible. When was the last time I played a Blitz game? Okay, Kostas is connected, guys. Kostas is connected now. Now I really want to abort this game. This is a problem, it is rated. Shoot. Take the pawn. Offering a draw. They didn't start yet. I don't know. Maybe we can play it. Maybe we can play on. I guess if we miss the first 2 minutes of the game, it's not the end of the world. That looks like tempting check on b5. Then I lose my queen. Yeah, not tempting. Hey Sefa, what is up? I'm playing a warm-up game while they don't start the match. Both opponents are here, Kostas and jwwells. They're both connected. But I think... Oh no, Kostas is not connected now. Something happened. Okay, he's back. I think they're starting the game right now. Yes. So I should play fast now. I thought this would probably trap the knight on e4. But I guess I totally missed queen takes before. Oh, this is complicated. Ah, that one. It's fine, isn't it? Maybe even with the pawn. Maybe even with the pawn was better. Okay. Clearly playing with fire here. Yeah, good flag in there. Okay, let's go watch the game between Koslas and jwwells. So, sorry about that game, guys. I shouldn't have accepted the match, sorry. That was my bad, I need to learn. Okay, so let's focus now. And so again, this is the last round of the league. Kostas is playing for my team, for the finishers team. We're in second place. We're playing against the team who's in third place. And if we win, we're gonna be clear second. And we're leading 2-0 for the moment. This is the second match. Kostas is replacing War Goblin in board number last board, maybe it's 11 plus 11, the time control. So let's see how they're playing. E4, E5. Kostas is white in this first game. I'm gonna be rooting for him, obviously, because he's my team. And D3 defending. This is all very common. Bishop E7. Today I played this very same position in a game. Castles. C3, all pretty standard. D6, very symmetrical. H3, preventing bishop G4. Sometimes it's risky when this bishop is here. It's a bit riskier because there's the bishop takes H3 sacrifice. It doesn't look like that now. A6. jwwells is typing something in the chat. It says looks pretty vulnerable for white. I guess he's referring to the current position, not this one. So bishop G5 and knight H5. Looking for that trade. Okay, so now both of them have a bishop in hand. And wow, Kostas decided to take that pawn there, and JW decided to take with the queen. Both decisions quite interesting, to be honest. So They're thinking here, and now JW is saying in the chat, looks pretty vulnerable for white. Not sure the ideas except to nap h3 and fling staff. Not sure what that means. I assume P at K side, king side, somewhere here. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not sure about. He had to take with queen, right? Because knight was hanging on h5 or not. Yeah, I guess so. I don't like knight c5 in the first place. Anyway, Kostas continued with bishop at h2. Immediately looking for some initiative back using that queen on e5. I like the concept, I just don't like the material. Let's see. Okay, JW decides to ping himself with a knight. Yeah, on one hand, he was concerned that if he moves the queen, it's hard to keep that knight defended. But if you're gonna self-ping yourself, it's a tough call to do. Probably knight at f4 instead of knight f4 was another option to do his idea in maybe a better way. Okay, Costa's trying to exploit the ping immediately. This seems to regain the piece, so that's good. That's good. And he's saying in the chat, c'est un problème, je n'ai pas le tactique, lol. Which is French for this is a problem, I don't have the tactics. But anyway, JW has two pieces in hand already. Even if he loses a piece, it's not going to be the end of the world. Of course, Costas sacrificed a piece before. Jewels, JW, he's the only one speaking in the Lichess chat. I think if you join the game, you can also see the chat on Lichess. It's in the spectator room. He's talking in the spectator room. Okay, so he decides to give the piece in the most destructive way, obviously. It's a good call. Pronounced lol with French accent. Did I? It's probably the first time I say that word in French. I don't usually speak French, so. Okay, moving the queen out of the thread with a check, so that looks like a decent move. It keeps the initiative. And white has no pawns to block. Now he's talking a lot in the chat. JW Wells, he's saying, dump brain just squeaks mate, but doesn't show me anything, like Mormon's bird hunting for corn. Wow, this guy reminds me of Cyrus Lakdawala and his books. Okay, John, hey, hello, be right back. Okay, that was a quick hi. Is he streaming? Why is he doing the clown in chat? I don't know, Marcos. No, I think he's not streaming. I think I'm the only one streaming. I don't want to say moves. I'm refraining from saying moves just in case some of them are watching the stream. I'm trying to commentate only on the past moves, and yeah, anyway, I don't like the position for Kostas. I think black is definitely having a strong attack here. So let's see what happened in the last couple of moves. Yeah, he decided to block on g2 with a knight. On g2, it's only defended by the king, so that makes it weak. On g3 or g4, you would have more defenders. So probably that's a move that we can criticize. JW immediately takes advantage of that and goes to attack it. And now Kostas decides to defend it with the queen, which is a move that I don't like at all. Now white plays standard, black plays crazy house. Yes, black has 2 pawns, knight and bishop to drop. White has nothing to drop. Well, queen f3 defends the knight, attacks the bishop, but has definitely some problems. These are viewers. Not sure, John. Kostas is from my team on the Crazy House Team League match. Team League, sorry. He's from my team, so I'm rooting for him. In this round, we're leading 2-0 after yesterday's game. And this is the second set of games, the second match. I don't think they viewed. I don't think I don't recall them being viewers of the stream, but you know, just in case, because I'm probably being featured on Lichess right now. JW is thinking here. He probably wants to be precise. Black has a really dirty move. Black has several moves here, I think. Dirty. Yeah, there are many. There's some dirty moves. Yeah. Okay. Well, I like when our opponent thinks. That's the best I can say about this position. I like that our opponent is thinking. He's maybe calculating deep till the end. He's trying to be precise, maybe. I don't know. So we have this quote by Grishuk now on our list, I think, since yesterday. Yeah, that one. That one, Sefa. Thanks. Okay, JW plays the move that I would have played, I think. Bishop takes e2. And now white took back immediately. Kostas decides that it wouldn't make any sense to look for a different move than queen takes after having made queen f3. So now it's black's decision whether to take queens or whether to trade queens or not. Let's see. Okay, JW finds a very interesting move, knight at f3, which looks like a very, very good idea. There's a famous CSGO. I know you told me what CSGO is. Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike. Play called JW. My brain is wired to think about him every time you mention the opponent. Haha. Sorry. Oh, so he's saying a couple of more things in the chat, and Costas also in the chat. So JW says, still can't see past the horizon, but also can't argue with this pool. And Costas says he should play the knight in h3 and then bishop f3, I guess. Well, I think Costas is wrong. I think JW played perfect in this part of the game. Hey Peter, what is up? Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Okay, okay. Well, there are 4 legal moves, sorry, 3, and 2 of them are immediate checkmate, and the other... So, if we go back here for a second, let's go back now. The next game will start soon, I guess. Yeah, here the position is probably already losing, but bishop g3 would have to be played, I guess, here. After queen f3, bishop takes g2, this is pretty much game over. And here the easy way would be queen takes g2, knight at h4, but, oh, so it already finished. Yeah, the intuition would say queen takes queen. But this was a very nice move, because now this is forced checkmate. And he found it. He found it. So congratulations, JW. And I hope now Costas takes the revenge in the rematch. Let's see. Okay, Costas thinking. The first move. First game didn't go so well. At first I disliked this knight takes e5 move. Then it turned out it gave some play to white, so I don't think that was a problem. But yeah, the way it went there, what was the problem? Knight f4. Yeah, pawn at e3 was maybe too slow. Maybe just bishop takes f4 was better. And then after knight h3, pawn h3, queen g5 check. He did the wrong block, I think. Okay, let's see. Let's see now. JW says in the chat, again, normal rep is to sack a pawn, must be a good boy in the opening. I think I'm not really understanding JW's comments. F7 always looks so tasty and I never know. Okay. Well, they're playing this opening e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5, all very standard. Let's see how this develops. So from his comment, I think he's thinking about sacrificing on f7, but I'm not entirely sure he's thinking about that. When Pepe don't play chess, he watch other people play chess. Exactly. Knight f6. Well, white decided to castle. Maybe he was scared of bishop takes f2. But now after knight f6, he didn't dare to sacrifice on f7. He just played knight c3, castles, and now it's all pretty boring and symmetrical. But wasn't bishop h3 last game instead of knight f3 faster? Bishop h3? Ah, you mean knight h3 or bishop h3? When he played knight f3, maybe it was faster queen takes queen. Just queen takes queen, maybe. This is pretty much the most common opening Prussian level games. I bet queens. Hey Kilotas and Mr. Low Hand Grind. Let me go back for a second. Ooh, h6 has been played. Okay, let me go back for a second and do just a simple comment, because maybe later JW watches the video and he was commenting about this bishop takes f7 idea. Well, this is precisely one of the moments where bishop takes f7 is played. If you look in the database, bishop takes f7, king takes, followed by pawn at d5. Therefore, you take 2 pawns for the... You drop at d5 the pawn immediately, removing the defender of e5. And if they move the knight, which is the main move, knight e4, then you take another pawn with check, the king is a bit weak, then you have to defend e2 probably with knight c3. So that's a main line. One of the main lines here, bishop takes f7 in this specific position. Anyway, after knight f3, d3, h6, I don't like h6 for some reason, for a specific reason that I don't want to mention, because maybe they're watching. Knight e2 has been played. Knight e2 is strange looking move, you know, for crazy house, retreating, and now d6. So let's see what the idea of knight e2 was. Okay, so he transferred the knight to g3. He's slowly bringing the pieces. Okay, John, have a good shopping. See you later. There's another crazy house match today at 4 p.m. Now it's 3 p.m. now, so in 1 hour there's another crazy house match that I might cover. If I have time, I will eat something in the middle. And then tonight at 10 p.m. we're gonna do the bishop pair stream. Experimental lesson on the bishop pair. So 3 streams I intend to do today. This is the first one. Okay, action is happening here. Action is happening. I don't want to mention some ideas that could have happened because I think they can still happen. So let's just see what happened and enjoy it. Bishop g4, pinning that knight. Knight f5, knight f5, always a good move. And Kostas decides that he's more scared of the knight on f3 than the knight on f5. I don't know. So he takes the knight on f3. Maybe he wants to drop in on d4. Yeah, he drops on d4, so it's his way to remove all the knights, which is a decent plan. Knight takes d4, and now he has some initiative against that queen on f3. And it's JW's turn. I guess both players had many alternatives during all this sequence. Okay, maybe not many. Maybe not many. Here he definitely had an alternative. So JW is saying in the chat, oof, almost went g3. I guess he means queen g3. And when he's saying that, I'm sure he's referring to the fact that there's a fork on e2. So he keeps thinking. And he finally retreats the queen. I have to mention that many times, this is not the end of the world. Although here it would be probably because the bishop is on this diagonal. Sometimes you can afford to play queen g3, knight to check king h1, knight takes g3, f takes, and have a strong counterplay on the f file. So that could have been an option. And now I'm just mentioning it because I think it cannot happen from this moment with the queen back to d1. So Kostas decides to drop a knight on e2. Rar. And JW says, uncomfortable here. He can wreck my king side, but not sure he has enough active in hand. I can agree with that. Yes. He decides to grab a bishop, and JW strangely takes with the rook, allowing this fork on e2, which Kostas quickly played. So it seems that Kostas will probably grab an exchange. I still dislike the material in this position. White has a lot of stuff in hand. And presumably after the next move, he's going to have 2 knights and 2 bishops in hand. And even though we will have a rook, probably, we'll see what happens. Maybe they're intending, yeah, they do that. Even though we have a rook, and we have also more material already in the board, rook, bishop, and knight, or rook and 2 knights, if you can see it like that. In general, in Crazy House, you prefer to have pieces in hand. Well, it depends on the position. What I mean is, yeah, many times you don't want to have your pockets so full, because that means you don't have pieces in the board, and that's also a problem. But in general, if you're not in trouble, and I'm not sure if white is in trouble or not, if you are not in trouble, having the pieces in the pocket, they're more powerful than in the board, because they have more squares to go to. But we'll see. Kostas is trying. Kostas is trying to play active, and knight g4 has been played, going with all the pieces he has in the board towards the attack, while white still has less pieces in the board. Let's see if this works out. Come on, Kostas, you can do this. Knights are sweet. Yep. Knights are always sweet. Okay, so bishop at e3 has been played. Lanok suggested something in the chat that I didn't want to read, because the idea can still be there for some moves. Bishop at e3, not entirely sure what JW is trying. Well, it's definitely a move that makes some things. Defense f2, he might be worried about that. Puts pressure on h6. And on d4, but yeah, it's probably not the most active. Okay, and JW is saying Queen H4. So JW is saying ideas for his opponent. That's nice. Hey, Waste Monsters. Yeah, he's saying a couple of ideas. I'm not gonna read them out loud anyway, just in case Kostas could be listening. So he's saying some ideas for his opponent. So he says that's incoming, maybe something meaner, but I think I have enough mess to strew in the path. And now he's giving another idea for his opponent. He's saying da 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 might be cool for him. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is when the game finishes, which yeah, I didn't realize this is a longer time. For some reason, I thought these games would take less than mine, but of course the time control is much longer. It's 11 plus 11. So this will finish. I think I won't have time to have lunch before the next match. Next match is in 45 minutes now. When these games finish, I'll have a look at both of them, do a very quick, very human / my level analysis, very short for them in case they watch the video later. And I'll try to comment the ideas they've put in the chat that I'm refraining from speaking out now. Anyway, Kostas up on time, but thinking. He's dropping the rook at e4, definitely creating some threats, and it's a bit messy. JW said, I guess blah 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 and blah 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 are my antidotes, but there are a lot of tricks to sort through, ta and discoveries, ta sacks, and finally he adds a line, and that, apparently, referring to rook at e2. Yeah, rook at e2 attacks, obviously, the queen. I don't think I'm helping anyone just by stating that, and definitely putting some pressure on other squares / pieces. And JW says, sack the Jan Lee, and of course he's referring to the usual typical Jan Lee's queen sack. Let's see how it goes. I will not say what I think about the queen sack. Let's see what JW decides. Oh, he's giving a line in the chat. And he's giving an answer for his opponent. Quite interesting. I think he's making a point, maybe. So 4 minutes left, but this is plus 11 and 7 for Kostas. I like the way it's looking the game. I mean, I still don't like the material, but I like that Kostas is playing active, definitely more active than in the first game, and creating some troubles. So he goes for that. Okay. I think it's a very dangerous decision, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Lennox says, think this is correct. And he goes for knight g6, which was the line that he put in the chat before playing it. And obviously, he's counting on his checkmate idea. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. Okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Who's checkmating first here? It's quite interesting. I like black's position, but the position is so tricky that I'm not sure whether both players are gonna be finding the moves. It's really messy, and I think anything can happen. How do you call this? A nail biter? Nail biter? Nail biting? What's the word for this? So JW, the second pronunciation, nail biter or nail biting. So JW is saying, and hello nobody, by the way. He said in the chat, I'm probably blundering mate, got dazzled by an idea. I saw blah 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 blah, and I also saw my clock, so he had to play something. First one this time. Okay, so nail biter. This game is a nail biter. Okay, Costa's thinking here. Tricky position, tricky. There's an obvious threat that white has that has to be addressed, but habit biting is, yeah. Hello again, John. With Monster says, I can't see a good move for black. Well, there are a couple of moves that make sense, and maybe a third one. We'll see, we'll see. I trust Costas. We can do this. Yes, nobody. I agree with you. I don't want to say the moves that you put in the chat out loud in case they're listening. But yeah, both sides have their threats. I agree with nobody. Exactly, Janjan. It's one of those nicknames that make good wordplay, same as got away safely. Yeah, black's threats don't seem like quite working yet, but black's pieces are there and they're not attacked, so they will be there for at least a couple of moves. JW is putting lines in the chat. He's sticking to the idea. Okay, now he played king h7, which I think it's probably the best. JW was commenting queen at h7 for quite a long time. Even before he played queen takes e2, he was already writing in the chat, oh, queen at h7, blah, blah, blah. And now he gave a line there, queen at h7, a7, check, queen takes e7, knight takes e7, king h8, blah, blah, blah. And now he's saying, lol, also king's move. So he missed this move. which I like because of course I'm rooting for Kostas. And now Sir Knight takes rook with check. I hope Kostas doesn't take a lot of time in this move. Not really sure what's he thinking. Maybe he's thinking he's gonna lose the g4 knight. Maybe he's worried about that. Yeah, but he took the knight, which looks okay. Yeah, I keep disliking Black's position, but at least we're alive. So still everything can happen. Bishop f5, trying to collect that knight on g4. G6 forcing. Well, G6 looks risky, but so he wants to keep the other knight in hand and okay, creating some weaknesses, but he's trying to force him to take the knight on g4 to then probably have the initiative himself, although I'm not sure about that. We'll see. We'll see what was Kostas' idea after g6. Yeah, JW is clearly liking the g6 move from what he's saying in the chat. He's putting another idea for white now. For black, sorry. Yes, nobody, yes. That's true. I think my only hope is the position still a bit messy and the players are 1500s, so I still think anything can happen, even though I totally agree with your opinion on this. I don't like that Kostas is thinking a lot at this moment. I know plus 11 is a lot, but still he's gonna be under some pressure in the clock very soon. And I thought he had a follow-up where he played g6. He played g6 so fast. I don't know. Well, there are several moves that make sense here. I think I know what I would play. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I would play this. Taking into account that it's probably losing anyway, but yeah, so he finally goes for this, which I think is the best move, knight at f6. Although he said in the chat, knight f6 may not be that killer, and he gives a line that I think is wrong. But okay, let's see if he saw something else here. No, he's saying what he's doing what he said in the chat. I thought there was something stronger, though, but I don't want to. Yeah, this is also strong. Yeah, has to be winning. Anyway, Black has the chance to keep defending for some moves. Let's see if he finds resourceful defense here. Come on, Kostas, you can. Okay. I would have probably gone knight at g5, trying to, I mean, if we're gonna give the queen anyway, maybe control more the weaknesses. But okay, at least this holds for a moment. Let's see. JW said in the chat after his last move, that should do it, not seeing any sack lines. Let's see. And now he's saying, could still botch it. Botch? What does botch mean? B-O-T-C-H. Could still botch it. Botch sounds to me like butcher. Botch mess up. Ah, so he's saying he can still mess this up? Good. Good. That's the mindset I like for our opponent. Rook at e7. Very, very clear what his intention is, but that makes the defense easier a bit. I really dislike Costa's clock right now. It's under 10 seconds. He finds knight at g5, defending f7, but 19 seconds. This is gonna be not funny. And white is managing to put a lot of pieces surrounding black's king, so even though he didn't go for the straight kill, I think, when he could, he's definitely haunting that king. And Costa still has one queen in hand, which is funny. There are two knights there, right? Nobody? But still, you're probably right. Okay, so he took on f4, having a knight. Of course, after rook. I saw your idea. I saw your idea, nobody. Yeah, sorry. I didn't think about the only move after your proposed move right now. But okay, let's not give it up. Let's see if JW finds it or finds another move. It looks like he has moves. So he chooses this move order, which looks interesting. Costas plays the only move. Now some bishop will probably take the knight, and let's see. Let's see if Costas finds a defense, and let's also see if JW is also in some time pressure. Come on, Costas, hold it. You can hold it. Yeah, he missed the checkmate, which I like for my team. I hangmate yesterday, and I hangmate last round as well, and my opponents didn't see. So, okay, he goes for the immediate sack. Rook takes f7. Costas, you only have one move. Please do it fast. Yes. Now let's see if he chooses the right side, because I think this is still not checkmate, but we'll see. Still white's turn though. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. And now let's see if Costas chooses the right side to go. No! No! King g7, no! He hammed the mate. Oh. Okay, so we lost this match, and that means the overall match is tied now, 2-2. Other was mate in 4. Yeah, obviously the other was mate as well, but I mean, if you're playing against a 1500 who's under 20 seconds, he has to find the mate in 4 when he didn't find the mate in 2. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. But that was a good fight, Kostas. Well fought. Okay, so I'm gonna have a quick look at both games before I do a short break, and then in 30 minutes the next match is starting. So let's do this fast, real fast. So this was the second game. Let's go quickly to the first game. One second. That was the first game. Wow, these games take so long. 11 plus 11 is really slow. So /W for the whisper. Okay, I'll try that. Okay, analysis board. And analysis. I'm already in analysis board here? Yeah, okay. So why don't top good players play Crazy House? Well, Vallejo plays Crazy House. Okay, e4, e5. I mean, Spanish number 1. He plays Crazy House. So knight 3, knight c6, bishop c4. Yeah, and d3, which is a bit slow. Let's have a look at the database actually. Maybe, yeah, main move here is knight g5, which I'm not sure. Seirawang, yeah, Seirawang also plays a lot of Crazy House. In Spain we have some decent players like Mark Narciso who play Crazy House as well. But okay, so d3, definitely not the main option, but a good one. Bishop e7, castles, which is the main move. And here the main move is c3 according to the database, followed by bishop g5. Knight c3 is also played a lot. d6, and now we're back into main lines. Here the main move is knight d5, followed by knight g5, and then h3, which is what Kostas played. I still like this game. a6 looked very, very slow to me. It's only 4 games in the database. Here the main moves are knight a5, knight d4. I would have gone knight d4 probably. Bishop e6, and even h6, or king h8 before a6. Yeah, a6, not really sure what the idea was. And now bishop g5 looks good. Probably knight e5 immediately. Okay, let's hide the database already. Oh, now it's when you cannot see the pockets, right? When we're in analysis mode, you cannot see the pockets. So give me just 1 second to show the pockets before it's too late. Because yesterday I made this very same mistake. Okay, I think you can see the pockets now, which are empty so far, so good timing. Anyway, bishop g5, and now knight h5, offering that trade. I'm not sure about that. I think that gives a lot of initiative to white. Obviously black wants to go there, I guess, but bishop takes, queen takes, and now this decision that I totally disliked, knight takes e5. I think you can go knight e5 and use the initiative a bit, but yeah, knight takes e5. I don't know. Then it turns out that it worked out well, I think, after queen takes e5, because he wanted to defend the knight. But didn't black have anything better than queen takes e5 here? I mean, even, yeah, black won this game, John Jong. So my teammate lost both of the games. Even if black gives that knight on h5, I don't see, this queen is alone in the attack right now. And I don't believe knight at h6 right now. So even this could potentially be very dangerous for this king. Not sure. But okay, he took with the queen. And now kostasvl bishop at h2, which worked out nicely after knight f4. I thought here black could have gone something like bishop at f4, maybe, if he was concerned about moving the queen. Maybe there were some other crazy ideas like sacrificing the queen on h2, but I guess no. Yeah, and here is where things started going wrong for white, because I think so far the game is not so terrible for white. Here I would have just picked the knight, I think. Last 10 black moves were all #1 engine moves. Oh, were they? Protest. Even knight f4 looked a strange move to me. Pepe's teammates always letting him down. No, I was the first one to let them down. No, I would have taken here, I think. And then start maybe knight at h5, pawn at g3, then start, you know, knight e5, also interesting here. Yeah, this queen is alone, we gain some initiative. Everyone gets the teammates they deserve. Yeah, the problem with pawn at e3 was nice, using the ping, but the problem is knight takes h3 turns out to be really exposing this king. And now it was funny, but after queen g5 check, there was no easy move for white, because the only piece to block is the knight. You can probably not go king h1, because, yeah, bishop or pawn at g2, probably pawn. You deserve no teammates, John Jong. Yeah, and here I said that if you're gonna block with the knight is defended twice here, and only by the king here, and that was his move. I would have probably put it on g3, but yeah, position already looks scary anyway. And after bishop takes h3, yeah, I guess bishop g3 made more sense, but the position is probably lost anyway. Queen f3, bishop takes e2, obvious. Yeah, and here I thought this would be the way to finish. And it looks like checkmate to me. You can probably pre-move queen at g2. Very similar to the game. Here there was the pawn at e5, and here there must be a mate, for example, bishop here and knight at f6. Let's checkmate. Someone said bishop 3. So bishop here, I think during the game you said instead of knight at f3, so it has to be in this move, but bishop at h3, how is this mating? I mean, mating faster, I mean. Oh, move f3. f3, I mean. Bishop f3 here. Well, I guess it's gonna be checkmate, but it's definitely not the fastest. I don't know. maybe bishop at g3 or bishop g3, bishop at g3, let's say. It's gonna be checkmate. Yeah, I agree. This is gonna be checkmate, but it takes a while. You have to take the queen, then check with knight at h4 probably. If he takes the bishop, probably he doesn't take the bishop. He looks for a defense instead. But yeah, it's an interesting move. No, I thought knight at f3 was a nice inclusion, but actually I think queen takes g2 is faster than what he did. He did knight here and then queen takes, and yeah, it was a bit safer than this, because maybe he thought this knight is hanging here, but actually it's not a problem that is hanging, because in this side we also have a checkmate. Many ways to checkmate here, I guess. Anyway, yeah, that was busted. Bad luck. Second game we had maybe more chances. Let's go back to the beginning. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop f7. Yeah, and he was saying in the chat, I never know when to sack on f7. So he castled here, knight f6, and knight c3. Yeah, this is one of those moments where some people sack on f7. I've played that line myself a lot. And then you drop here to try to remove the defender of this. Now there are a couple of options. I think I'm lately facing moves where they don't move the knight. Let me hit the database. What I faced the most in the past was knight e4, but main move here is bishop at d4, which I think they never played against me, so I guess I have to learn. Ah yeah, rook e8 is the second move, and they played this lately against me, and you regain the piece. So this is a line. Cannot go back. What? There. But yeah, if they play knight e4, you just take on e5, king moves back, and then there's a pawn drop, a bishop drop here that could be annoying. Therefore, I usually play knight c3 here to prevent that. And by the way, now that we are here, I don't know what's the database move against d6, so now I'm gonna learn, because when I play this line and they play d6, I usually drop the pawn at d7 to trade this knight, giving back a pawn, but I assume there's a better move here. Knight d3 says the database. Interesting. Or knight f3. Okay, next game I'll try this. Knight e3, knight takes e4, and knight takes c5, the main move, not knight takes e4. Because knight takes e4, there's pawn at e2. Haha, exactly. So knight takes e4, nice. Grabbing a pawn for e2 and distracting the knight. So the main move is knight takes here, and after knight takes c5 only move. Why don't they play this? Okay, those are crazy lines, because now we can try stuff like this. I don't know. Crazy lines there. But yeah, bishop takes f7, definitely a move that is possible. But yeah, in this position, the main move is knight c3, and bishop takes f7 is only the 5th move in the database. So, knight c3, castles. We're following a very main line now, d3, d6. No, h6 has been played. Yeah, and this is already good for white, according to both the database and the engine and my understanding of the position. So yeah, I didn't want to say anything during the game, but here after h6 you have this position where the bishop is here. This is a call for a move that is the 3rd in the database, but still a good one. Bishop takes h6, followed by drop at g6. So yeah, during the game I said I don't want to to say what I think about h6, but yeah, I don't like h6 in that position because of this. And this is already very annoying, even though it's not the first, not the most popular option. When I fall for this, it's usually terrible. Knight e2 was very strange move, very strange looking move. Not sure what it intends. D6, not a bad move. Developing, knight g3, bishop g4, okay, not a bad move. Again, the best move was bishop takes h6 in this position, so the idea is still there. That's why I didn't mention it, because the idea is still here all the time, this idea, which is very annoying. But he played knight f5. Okay, and now I would have taken that knight with the bishop, because that's an annoying knight. This is not an annoying knight. And now you can grab the center. I don't know if d5 is the best move, but at least you can do that. Instead, I think this... So Kostas' idea was, oh, but I take this knight and then I drop a d4 and I'm trading the other knight. That was annoying. The problem is you're trading a lot of material. And I think... One second. Here, according to the engine, knight takes h6 was killing, which, by the way, reminds us a lot about the first game when he played knight takes h3. Very similar. And then queen g5 check. So yeah, here at least you have queen g3 check with very similar ideas. But okay, he decided to trade. Queen back to d1. He said in the chat that he was worried about queen g3, and as I mentioned, sometimes you can afford this in Crazy House, which is obviously crazy, but it gives a lot of counterplay. So sometimes you can afford this. Probably not here. Well, surely not here, because there's a checkmate in 2. Black has queen and knight, so that would be nice, but it didn't happen. Yeah, he said in the chat that he was about to play queen g3 and then he had second thoughts. So queen back to d1, knight at e2 check. Yeah, I think Kostas' play was maybe a bit too trady. he went for a lot of trades, and then that was very strange. I expected queen takes to prevent the fork. So I think for the first time in the game here, black is in good shape. Actually, there was a better move according to the engine, bishop at g4, which is interesting. Because here queen e1 was better as well. Wow, subtleties. And here the best move was knight takes e4. Look at that. Who would have thought? And this pawn is pinned. If you take my knight, I take your bishop. That's cool. So bishop takes rook. Rook takes. And now knight g4. Yeah, aggressive, but according to the engine, a blunder. Not so obvious that this is a blunder. I mean, I understand the position is not good for black, but so for me it's easier to understand how to say. So the engine thinks this is about equal, even good for black slightly, and this is totally good for white. For me, it's easier to understand that this is good for white than to understand that this is equal and that black has something here, because I think white has a good position. But okay, according to the engine, d5 is a good move here, and black has a good game, following with rook at e2. Yeah, rook at e2 maybe first. Instead of knight g4, I would have gone there. Knight g4, crazy. Bishop at e3, probably not the best. So yeah, the engine said, because I'm following not the engine but the computer analysis someone requested, that here there was bishop at h5, and it gives a line like this, where it's pretty clear that that king is in a lot of trouble. Still complex. It says +8 for white, but in the game, the engine goes from +8 to -4 with this bishop at e3, and here JW was saying many things in the chat. He said, oh, it's coming queen h4 followed by rook at h5, and then at some point he said, also knight takes h2 looks good for black, and yeah, knight takes h2 I think looks very good for black. Clickbait title, what? No, I covered this much. Oh yeah. And I don't think he can take it. Anyway, let's look what happened in the game. Rook at e2, and now the queen sack. Yeah, good call, I guess. And now it starts getting dangerous. If not for knight at g6, yeah, knight at g6 is a really good move. If white does a very slow move, then bishop takes would threaten checkmate. And for those of you who don't know this pattern, this is a smother mate threat if there's no defender of f2, but now there's a defender, so it takes one extra move. So let's do a stupid move for white to show it. Then we would take here, then we would do the smother mate with the queen we have in hand and these two knights working together. So it's a pity that this guy is defending, because that means that white has one extra tempo to do a threat, and white did with knight at g6 instead of a3, obviously. So there's no bishop takes because rook at h8 is a checkmate threat. Yeah, king h7, which looked fine. Bishop at f5, which is probably the best move. Yeah, and here, I don't know, maybe knight at g6. I understand the position is it's not funny to play for black, but giving up the f6 square, I think, was the last problem. Yeah. So instead of knight at d7, I thought there were better moves. This looked really, really good. And I assume there's a checkmate here somehow. Maybe just bishop takes knight. You thought bishop takes f4 looked very strong. Yeah, I'm thinking the same. Bishop takes f4, but I'm trying to find something more concrete, but I'm not finding anything. Even before rook at h7, here. Yeah, too many knights. Too many knights. For example, if we take probably this. But we don't have diagonals. Ah, but we have rook. Maybe I'm misplaying this. Or maybe we just take here and drop the pawn here. Because we have knight, rook. So this is probably bad. But sacrificing the queen has to be bad as well. I missed this, by the way. Maybe I'm misplaying this a bit. Maybe there's a better way than knight at h5 here. And I thought at some point there was this as well. So when he did, for example, when he did knight at d7, I thought knight at d8 could be also an idea. I thought rook at e7 and knight at d8. But now is where I need this to have been played, bishop takes f4. So okay, not at this moment. Yeah, bishop takes f4 looks really strong. Anyway, knight at d7 is also very annoying. And I thought here knight at g5 was a move. I mean, black is completely busted. It's lost the position, but at least I would start dropping pieces to defend squares instead of using the pieces we already have, because these pieces get easily overloaded and we need help. Now knight at g5, therefore the queen is funny here because it could have been, if h7 is already defended, yeah, the queen could be where it was. I guess he didn't want to lose it, but we're 2 queens up. Priority should be not getting checkmated. Anyway, bishop takes f4 now, really strong. Knight e6, yeah, and here there's this checkmate. It's a massacre, yeah. There was this checkmate in 2. Oh, it's already. Oh, guys, the next match is about to start. Oof, I took too long. Okay, there was this checkmate in 2 that both players missed, which is a sexy mate, sexy looking mate. And yeah, in the end, let's just move fast. In the end, instead of king g7, you can try this. You can try this. At least that's not checkmating 1, but it's gonna be checkmate in some. For example, pawn here, king here, knight b6, double check. You have to move the king. And now, oh, and now this is checkmate. Okay. But okay, you have to find it anyway. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next match. Let's change the title and find what's the next match. 1 second. Let's open the calendar. I guess I'm not gonna have lunch today. Yeah, the first match, 11 plus 11 is too long. Let's see, next match is Charlie Horse versus Chabo Chap. So let me change the title real quick. I think it's right about time now. Let's go watch them. Copy, paste. And they're already playing. Nice. Just in time. This is 9 plus 9, so it's 2 boards up. So I'm board number 3. We've just seen board number 7, and this is board number 5. And Charlie Horse is my teammate. So I'm gonna be rooting for him, who's white in the first game. I'll try and fix the layout again to be back to having my camera a bit bigger. 1 second. Oops, I moved what I shouldn't move. There we go. Okay, so let's have a quick look at what the opening was. e4, e6, French defense, also very popular in Crazy House. And look at that, knight e7, I've never faced that. Bishop g5 pinning, trying to induce some weaknesses with, in this case, h6, which makes sense. Bishop h4 and g5, roar. Very committal. I like it when I have to face that, although I got crushed against Roja Gupta in a similar fashion in the first match of this very season. d6, knight c3, bishop d7. It's really strange that the bishop... Okay, I won't say anything because... okay, I won't say anything. Bishop d7, knight f3, knight g6, e5 grabbing space, d5, bishop d3, and knight f4 has been played, which I guess it was the whole idea of black. But I really love white's position right now. Yeah, knight at f6 has to be played. And now black has a choice. And he goes for king e7. I mean, the alternative was the queen sack. But that king is funny on e7. I really love how this is looking for white. And let's see. And I'm gonna grab some snack or something, or coffee. Queen d2. Queen d2, slow developing move. Or maybe he's just intending to take a free pawn. We'll see. I'll be right back, guys. Da, 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 dum. Da, 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 dum. Okay, I'm back, John Jong. Just went for a coffee. So let's see what happened in the last moves. So yeah, queen d2 was the idea to take that pawn, bishop at g5 to defend it, knight takes d5, and black played queen c8, which is confusing. What am I missing? Yes, because it is cold already, John Jong. So I warmed it up in the microwave, yes. That's my life. I make a lot of coffee in the first time in the morning, and at some point, the last part of it, I need to heat it. Why didn't he take the knight? I'm so confused about queen c8. I don't understand it. And he went back with the knight. Okay, this is looking really, really great. Let me go back for a second. Second. Yeah, okay. Okay, so something really strange happened in this game. After bishop at g5, knight takes g5, black didn't take it, played queen c8. Maybe it was a mouse leap. Maybe. I don't understand it. So white saved the knight. Although queen takes f4 could be possible as well. Knight f3, bishop g7, trying to attack that. Queen takes f4, defending it. King escaping. So maybe that was the whole plan of Queen c8 to escape with the king, which is very, very artificial, I have to say. The knight went out. Black has diagonals to drop and dark squares to drop them. This looks very good, and I didn't have time to see the whole game. That was so fast. Let me play it fast before they start the next game. Okay, check and mate. Very sexy mate. Good job, Charlie. Yes. Now this was a fast game, unlike the previous ones. And Charlie saying 2-minute break before rematch. I think according to the rules you're not supposed to do breaks. At least I learned that yesterday. But okay. GG. Rules are there to be broken. I'm not angry. I am happy that my teammate won this game. When you play something like this, 97 and g5, you have to be, I mean, you're giving a lot of dark squares. So I expected him to play very fast bishop g7 here. That's why I said something, but I didn't want to say it. That was very strange. Bishop d7, move like bishop d7 was very strange to me. Okay, they're starting the next game now. So, Charlie's black now. Chav plays d4. Let's see what's Charlie repertoire. d5 and g3. I usually enjoy playing against this as black. Although I think I play knight f6 more times than d5, although I usually transpose later because, to be honest, I don't like the King's Indian with black in Crazy House. So even though in standard chess I usually play with d6, in Crazy House I tend to play with d5. More or less same as Charlie's playing right now. d5, knight f6, bishop f5, e6. Very normal development, and white is going for a fianchetto, which you should always be careful with in Crazy House, because of course you give up on a color. h3 is a very common move when you play fianchetto in Crazy House. It's very common to continue with h3 at some point to prevent precisely pieces of the opponent to land in that square. Similar to the h6 that I had to play yesterday. And I think so far we're watching very common position. It's very normal. Bishop e5 is also a very normal move for white to start creating a grip on the dark squares. I think Chap's opening in this second game is a bit more sound than in the first game, but I trust Charlie. Charlie, you got this. And it's nice, this whisper command. I heard about it the other day, and only today I asked Lanok in the chat how do you use it. So it turns out that if you type /W when you're playing, /W and a message. That message goes to the spectator room instead of your private room against your opponent. So that's cool. You can send messages to the spectator room without seeing the spectator room. So spectators can still talk there and the players cannot see that, but the players can throw messages there. Kind of like very similar to the how do they call it in the tournaments when they go to this room and they speak to the camera? I always forget the name of that. Confession booth, something like that. The confessional, like in the Big Brother. Yeah, something like that. They tried that in some elite tournaments in the Grand Prix in the previous years. I don't know if they do, if they still do it. Confession room, okay. And we had some, we witnessed some funny moments because players go there when they want to share something like, I think this line we're playing has been played in that game and now I like my position, etc., etc. But for example, there was this funny moment when Carlsen thought he was winning, and what did he say? He was like very confident, super overconfident, and then he didn't win. I need to find that. I don't recall it correctly. Okay, I cannot say this game is being boring, but it's definitely being slow, but not boring by any means. It's very complex. All the pieces are on the board right now. Black managed to control e5. So let's move from that point on. So yeah, after bishop e5, white is creating a grip on the dark squares here, which is very nice, but black managed after knight c6, knight c3, bishop e4, he's trying to do the same. And yeah, it's not that black managed, it's basically white gave up on this. So white decided to take here, and black takes with the pawn, so there's no... the grip is still there, I mean, but at least it's more under control now. Bishop at g5, bishop at e7, preventing any problems with the ping, and this is the current position. Hey Viticcio and AMAMC, having a good session, yes. I expected to do 2 sessions and have lunch in the middle of them, but I had no time, so I'm doing a full session covering both matches, and I'll have lunch later. Thankfully today it's not so stressing day at work, because yesterday I finished a very big job I had. Okay. So yeah, black is having decent control of the center, but white is fighting as well. I mean, maybe my circles are too obvious, but these knights are putting some pressure here, threatening to take a pawn. Black might as well drop the piece that he has left to keep fighting for those squares. Spaniard missing lunch is unthinkable. Yeah, I'm less and less Spaniard every time. Hey Glaciax, today I passed physiology class. Also very big job. I feel at ease finally. Congrats! Congrats on that. Yeah, so he drops the piece that he had in hand, defending the piece that was attacked. So very slow game, especially compared with the first one. Now he has to decide whether to put a pawn there or a bishop. Yeah, had he put the bishop, white had the choice to take, and then the pawn will eventually be there, but a couple of pieces would have been traded. So white decides to move that knight, which I'm not sure about that move. Okay, he's trying. He decides to preserve the material, but it's not a funny thing to do. Maybe you have to think about that in this moment when you decide to take here. That pawn takes can happen, and then if your best follow-up is knight h2, I don't know. Of course, it's not just a defensive move, it's also attacking this pawn. And maybe his idea is that the natural defense will create some holes as well, so we'll see. So I'm limiting myself to doing. Yeah, I didn't mention d4. That's why I'm limiting myself to do either very obvious move commentary, like okay, the knight was attacked, it's no longer attacked, or only commenting on ideas from the past that are not there anymore, because just in case any of the players is listening. But yeah, the d4 pawn was hanging, and black decides to take it. Why not? Knight takes e4. And now the game is heating up a bit because trades are happening. Bishop takes e4. That's committal by black. Let's see what's the follow-up idea. Now both players are trading some pieces, getting some pieces in hand. White has pawn and two bishops. Black has pawn and two knights. And lines are being opened. Weaknesses are being created. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Some threats maybe in the position. Okay, and Charlie goes full greedy mode on, and he grabs that pawn on b2. I guess he has a threat or two, and I guess that's his idea. I don't think the idea is just taking a pawn. But we'll see. Okay, I think Chavo Chap made a good call here. If he just plays defensive mode, like rook b1, for example, he would give a lot of initiative to black, so he's going for the counter-attack, counterplay. Usually a good idea in Crazy House. But Charlie had a pawn in hand, so he's saying, okay, you want your counterplay, you're gonna have to give me more material. I liked how this game went so far. I think black was not under pressure throughout the opening. It was very slow fighting for the central squares, but now things are getting messy, and I still like black's position, of course. Some of white material is hanging, but Position is open, pieces are in hand. Tricks can happen. We'll see. Looking for tricks. Pawn at c7, trying to trade that pawn for the g5 pawn. We cannot criticize Chavo. He's trying to play active. That's a good call in Crazy House. I like this move. Queen e7. I think there was nothing wrong with the trade anyway, but Queen e7, Charlie decides, you know what, I'm gonna get your material, I'm greedy. I don't think that pawn c7 is gonna create me any trouble anytime soon, so I'll keep that pawn defended on g5, and I will grab your bishop. Your turn. Let's see what Chavo comes up with. He keeps going for active play, not defending the pieces that are hanging, but doing a forcing move, sort of forcing a capture, and getting a knight. What is he going to use the knight for? Well, I think his main idea is probably to remove the defender of d8. If I'm correct. But maybe he has ideas with that knight as well. Yeah, okay, so he wanted to remove the defender of d8 to follow up with this logical move, and black probably saw all of that because he's playing fast, sacrificing an exchange to keep the pawn on g5 alive and maintain the threats. I don't know why he's thinking here. I guess he has two obvious moves and he's trying to decide, even though I'm sure he probably already considered one of them when he calculated the line for the first time. He's now just thinking whether taking with the queen is better in any way. And I cannot even guess what he thought there. Because I would have taken with the rook, I think. Wow. Chavo says, okay, if I'm gonna lose the bishop, let it be this way. I don't want a black pawn on h4 being annoying against my castled king, so let's sacrifice the bishop on g5 and get a pawn, and now it's white's turn. So, very interesting position. From a very closed opening where pieces were always dropped to control the squares, now we pass to a very open position. Both players with some pieces to drop, and white starts dropping first. Rook at g4, trying to attacking the queen, trying to attack the castle king. Very active play by Chavo since bishop takes b2 happened. I really like how white played this part of the game, but I'm still rooting for Charlie. Charlie, you got this. You got this, man. Queen takes rook. Bam! Going for the activity, which is very, very committal. But on the other hand, I can understand it. I mean, g7 was defended with the bishop, but I guess he had some concerns anyway. It wasn't very easy to keep h6 defended with the queen and not give more initiative to white, who could drop more pieces to attack the queen, I guess. Anyway, game is heating up a lot. Charlie sacrificed a queen, but he has a lot of material to drop. 2 pawns, 2 knights, 3 bishops, 1 rook. But 2 minutes less in the clock than his opponent. This is another. This game is another nail biter. Pawn at g2, activity rare. Knight at h6 check, activity rare. Takes, obviously, was the only move, not to hang checkmate. And let's see now. This is this is getting interesting because both kings are attacked. They're both under attack, and both sides have pieces to drop. So it seems that white attacked a bit like first, but I don't see the checkmate, so I'm confident. No! No, not with the bishop! No! Oh no! Oh my goodness. Okay. So, well, congratulations to Chavo Chap, who found who has been playing active throughout this game, and finally Charlie blundered the checkmate. Oh, that was painful. Okay, 1-1. At least we didn't lose the match. Oofda. Yeah, obviously here you have to take with the I mean, g7 is pawn at g7 is nothing. You just stay with the king and it's nothing, or is it? No, it's nothing. Yeah, because the bishop is defending f6, so queen at g5 is not going to be a problem. But no, he hung this. He blundered this smothered checkmate. Ay. This game looked so well, and he bleeds out the move. Bishop takes. That was probably. I don't know, what was it. I was thinking that maybe he thought, oh, my opponent didn't see that I have the bishop to take the pawn, something like that. But I mean, even taking with the king, if there was no bishop. Okay, shit happens. So the overall match is tied again. I don't know when the next match is. Let me have a quick look. See some pairings. Well, it says 3-2, but it's 3-3 because this game is still not updated, the last one. See you later, nobody. And yeah, next match, next scheduled match is on Saturday 9 p.m. Central European time, and then on Sunday the finisher versus Chuanet. That's going to be a big one, and I'll try to cover it, although I cannot promise because on Sunday I might be busy with my own birthday. Okay, 3-3. That was this game was so slow, so quite interesting, all the game. But yeah, when trades started to happen, I really like this position for black already, having that grip on e4. And then after all the trades, I really didn't like bishop takes b2. I thought the idea was to drop knight here next move. But from this point on, I think Chava played very active, and definitely have to congratulate him for that. He was creating problems, which were first reflected in Charlie's clock going really down, and finally in Charlie's blundering a checkmate. So well done, Chavo, creating problems there. Pawn at c7, getting that knight, getting some material there, a rook, and then this sacrifice to continue with rook at g4, all very active. And here queen takes g4, interesting decision, but it turns out that it got tricky for black now to defend. Here you have to take, here you have to move, and yeah, it's a pity blundering this, because if you look at the pockets, black has pawn, 3 knights, three bishops and rook. This game should probably be winning for black if you don't blunder the checkmate. All right, I'd like to analyze the games some more and so, but I really need to have lunch, guys. So I'm sorry. It was fun. I'll be looking forward to watch the other games, and I'll see you tonight at 10 p.m. We have the next stream. See you later, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.